All right, today I want to talk about believing, believing in what you want to manifest and having such a strong, unwavering belief that it is possible to create your dream reality that it has no choice but to manifest. So, my first experience learning the law of attraction was with The Secret, just like most of the world, right? And The Secret has three steps: ask, believe, receive. And what I see in working with people and talking to people, especially those that are a little skeptical, maybe they're new to manifestation, is they're not even going to allow themselves to ask for what they really want because they don't believe it's possible. So I feel like belief is like the core component of it. It's not a middle step. It is like the whole thing is believing with every fiber of your being that what you have and what you want, it's all already there. Okay. You're just shifting in to the infinite number of possibilities that are available to you. And that essentially is quantum manifestation. So I want to get into like the science behind how all of this works and the things that really help solidify my belief because it wasn't the spiritual concepts or even hearing like the stories of people manifesting. What really made me get to a place in my life where I have complete unwavering faith that I create my reality is actually the science. The science is what made everything click. And I will never forget in one of my masterminds, I was going over the science behind manifestation. And I was talking about the double slit experiment. And Katie, shout out to Katie, she was like, oh my God, I finally get it. Like it's finally all clicking and I understand. And I feel like now that I understand this science behind it, I don't really question it anymore. You know, you don't think of it as this like woo woo vague concept when you understand that everything that we see in our world is made up of these quantum particles. And when you start looking into quantum science, none of it makes sense according to everything that we've learned throughout our life. And what's really cool is we live in a time now where so many advancements are being made that they are proving scientifically that a lot of this stuff that was just considered a theory or like fringe or whatever is actually true. And the things that we took as like absolute truth are not true. Those are just theories. And so it just gives me more and more and more evidence and gives my subconscious evidence that manifestation works and that it truly is up to me internally to determine what I want to bring into my world. So I want to start with the double slit experiment, like I talked about. And you can go on YouTube and look up a video of this. But basically, what this study found was that when you get down to the quantum particles, when you look at atoms that make up everything, they make up you, me, the chair you're sitting in, like everything that you see as physical matter, we're only seeing like the 0.01% that's actual matter. The rest of it's energy. It's 99.999999999% energy. And we're just perceiving it with our human senses as physical matter. Okay. But when you get down to the quantum level, what they found was these quantum particles are unpredictable. And instead of doing what they're supposed to do, they created this wave pattern, which basically is like a wave of endless and infinite possibilities. So basically, in any given moment, there's an infinite number of possibilities available. What collapses the wave into reality is the observer. And they call this the observer effect. So, what scientists found were these quantum particles were doing all these wacky things. I think Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. But then when they tried to monitor it, and see up close what are these particles actually doing, once they started observing it or trying to measure it, all of a sudden the particles started doing exactly what they're supposed to do. And they stopped acting all crazy. And so they noticed that the mere act of observation changed the result. This is the observer effect. Now, I think that it's not just merely observing something. What I think is that it's the observer and their vibrational alignment. And that is what these particles are calibrating to. And so basically, your vibrational alignment, your vibrational frequency is made up of everything that you think, you feel, your beliefs, your past experiences, your biases, everything. It all goes together and gives you this end result of a vibrational frequency. And so we're very conditioned to believe certain things and to see certain things, in our schooling and in our society, that we get these, results that they say is just simply a mere act of observing. Well, I think that it is our vibrational frequency that is playing into what we're observing and what we expect. And so this is where things just get so exciting for me, because when they did the double slit experiment, the whole idea of superposition became a theory. And it was considered this fringe theory. It wasn't provable. People were making fun of it, saying it's not real science. And what superposition is basically that a particle can be in two places at the same time. So it can be here and over there, or neither there or neither here. It could be in your house, it could be in my house. Like it could be anywhere at any given time, because there's this infinite wave of possibility. And until someone observes it, it kind of stays in this wave. But once you observe it, then it'll pick a spot and essentially manifest. Okay. So people were like, this is wild. This is wacky. It's not proven. Well, now that they're building quantum computers, it's proving that superposition actually is real. It's real enough for all of these companies to invest billions of dollars in building quantum computers where they're using these particles to be both ones and zeros at the same time. And therefore, like, it proves superposition. They're all talking about how they're using superposition to create this insanely efficient quantum computer. And now it's like all of a sudden widely accepted, because they're able to actually build it and replicate it in these quantum computers. So science is catching up with technology, which is catching up with all of these ideas that seemed woo woo and out there. And so I think that we are slowly learning the secrets of the universe. We're slowly proving things like manifestation that for a long time people rolled their eyes at. And that science and learning about all of these things that at one point seemed crazy and seemed impossible, that is what strengthens my faith that this is real. And I've seen it in my own life, I've seen it in other people's lives, but now I'm starting to understand how the universe actually operates on a quantum level and how I am manifesting my reality in every second. And so this is where you kind of like up level to this new way of being, where you're no longer looking at things outside of you. You're no longer thinking, I wish I could have this. It's just like, I do have that. That is one of the waves of probability. I just need to align myself with it. And that already exists. I just need to collapse the wave particle into that particular vibration. And it's like everything clicks, and you realize how incredibly powerful you are to create your reality. And another thing, just to give a little more background, And I'm going to dive super deep into all of this stuff in my upcoming program, Quantum Catalyst. But another interesting thing that they just released is evidence of negative time in a quantum physics experiment. Okay, so we've always heard, like Einstein said, time is nothing but an illusion. And I always remember hearing that and feeling like that's true, but I couldn't wrap my mind around it. I'm like, what do you mean time is an illusion? Like, I see myself getting older. I see the days passing. I see the seasons. Like, what do you mean time is an illusion? Well, time for humans, we've created this structure and we focus so much on linear time. Like, think about from the time you are a young child until now, everything is centered around time. You wake up at a certain time. You go to work or school at a certain time. You work on one subject or one project for a certain time. Then at a certain time, you get a break. And then at a certain time, you eat lunch. And then at a certain time, you get to go home. And then you rinse and repeat for decades. And we are so ingrained in linear time. And so it's so hard for us to grasp this idea that time truly is a human construct and there are so many things that we don't fully understand about it. So that's what got my interest with this article, where physicists showed that photons, which are really, really tiny light particles, that they exited a material before ever entering it. Let me say that again. Photons exited. Think of like you're walking out the door before you ever even walked in the door. It doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't, according to everything we know and understand, that's impossible. But yet here it is. It was scientifically proven. They were measuring it that this happened. And so what they're calling it is negative time. They're saying these photons, these wave particles of light, can spend a negative amount of time zipping through a cloud of chilled atoms. So they seem to exit this cloud before ever entering it. Okay, like this is wild. And it has scientists so excited because it's really breaking and busting through all of these things that we think that we know are a given. And it's saying, actually, there is a lot more in our world and in the universe that we can't even begin to fathom based on the information we've been taught, like defies everything, all the laws of physics. And that's what quantum science did. It defied the laws of physics, which is why we have a separate theory, which is quantum mechanics, because at the quantum level, things don't act according to how they should act, according to physics. So it's all just a bunch of theories. But what's crazy is like the theories that are being proven now are these theories that seemed impossible. Are the quantum mechanics that people have been talking about that science has been dismissing for years. And so all of this, it just fills me with hope that we are getting to a place where I think everyone in the world is going to have a deeper understanding and at the very least believe that it's possible to manifest anything they want. People are going to start waking up to the fact that they are powerful creators and that it's not something outside of them, like their circumstances or their life experiences, that are shaping their reality. It's them, it's what's happening on the inside. It's the way you're perceiving things, it's the way you go through your life, what you believe, what you feel, what you're tolerating. All of that is what's actually creating the external world around you. And so, again, like entering this age of Aquarius, I think we're going to have these mass awakenings because now you're going to have scientists that are talking about all these things that, oh, yeah, by the way, superposition absolutely is true. And if it's true at the quantum level, what does that mean for, you know, the matter, the quote unquote matter that we see in our reality? And so, if you're on the fence with manifesting or you find yourself filled with doubt, this is where in Quantum Catalyst, my one of my primary goals is to give your subconscious mind so much proof, so much rock solid evidence that you no longer have doubt, that manifestation's a given. And at the core of your belief system, you fully believe and are aware of your ability to manifest anything you want in life. And the way I'm doing that is by giving proof through science, by giving all of this information over the course of time to give your subconscious the evidence it needs to accept this theory and believe it as true. And once that happens, it's insane. You go from constantly questioning things, constantly limiting yourself, constantly thinking that that would never happen for me. I can't because, and having all these excuses, to completely transforming your life because you've removed the doubt and the fear and the what if, and you have complete certainty in the manifestation process and in yourself to bring about whatever you want in life. And I can tell you from over the years of working with so many different people, that is where you get tripped up. So everyone wants to talk about like limiting beliefs. I get that. That's important. We take the shortcut with subliminals on that, okay? But it's so much more than that. It's not just the limiting beliefs. It's just the overall doubt because this has always been considered a quote unquote spiritual concept. And so there was no rock solid proof and evidence, and therefore people had a certain level of doubt. Some people doubted it more, some people doubted it less, but everyone has faced doubt. And if anyone struggled with manifesting something, it was because there was some level of doubt in the way. And so this is where we're going to close that gap. And I heard a really interesting quote the other day. They said that quantum physics is proving, it's the proof of spirituality, or not the proof, it's the science of spirituality. And so we're going to start looking at these concepts that have always been considered new age and spiritual, like manifestation. And now we're going to start looking at it through the lens of science. Like people already are. That's literally what this article was talking about. It was saying the science of spirituality. Like this science, this quantum science, is basically revealing the secrets of the universe, and the things that seemed woo-woo and spiritual and religious and everything else is in fact all real. Like there's proof of it now. And so when you can feed that to your subconscious, and you can do that over an amount of time with repetition, it will start replacing all of these things we've been conditioned to believe. And when that happens, the doubt is erased. Like you just know it as a fact, and you're no longer slowed down and holding yourself back because you have this twinge of doubt deep down inside. So this is where I get so excited because over the last year, I mean, really for years, but the last year, I've like full on gotten into all of this and completely provided more than enough evidence to where I have zero doubt. I have zero doubt. And now that that happens, it's like things manifest almost instantaneously. It is wild, absolutely wild, the stuff that happens when you fully believe in yourself, in your power, in your intuition, in the universe, and you know that as long as you believe it and call it in and match your vibration to it, it happens. And when you remove that doubt, it's like you lift the veil and you just feel like you get it. You just feel like everything is always working out for you. And even if something seems like it's not working out for you, it's still working out for you because it's helping you align on that particular vibrational path. It's giving you data and feedback so you can align yourself. And so I get into all of this again through this program that's coming out on Thursday. The doors, or I'm sorry, Friday, Black Friday, the doors are going to open. And what I do is I take these concepts that might sound confusing as I'm talking about them now, and I break them down to make them super easy to digest and understand. But then we take it a step further because you're not just getting some knowledge here. We're going to apply this in real time to your life. I have weekly experiments and quantum rituals that you are going to use to test out everything you're learning. And if you can absorb the knowledge, but then apply it to your life, that's where change happens. That's where transformation happens. You're not just taking in a bunch of stuff that sounds great and then you're going to forget it all as soon as the program's done. You are like actively taking the information and testing it out and applying it to your real life and seeing these transformations and these quantum shifts happen. It's unlike anything that's out there. There's literally nothing else out there that is like this. And that's why I'm so excited about it. And all of this knowledge that I've gained, I am putting into this program. And again, like breaking it down into a way where you don't just know it, like it's embedded within your being. It's embedded within your subconscious. You're going to create new neural pathways that make everything just happen with ease and flow and remove all this crap, all the scarcity and the doubt and the fear that we've all been dealing with our whole lives is gone. Like we are into a new age, the age of Aquarius, the age of abundance, of advancement. And we can put all that behind because now we have science to back it up and we can rewire our brain, our subconscious, our mindset, and move into this era of abundance and ease and flow. So, if that sounds intriguing to you and you want to learn more and you want to get on the wait list for this program that's launching this Friday on Black Friday, text the word join to 813-755-1785. I am going to be revealing throughout this whole week things about the program. I'm giving like little tidbits every single day, and you'll get those by texting join to 813-755-1785. If you're out of the US and you can't text, I will put the link in the show notes where you can join by email. So that way you get all the information, because if you get in during this pre-sale period during Black Friday, you're going to get a massive, massive, massive discount. So definitely make sure you get on that wait list. If this is sounding like something that you're intrigued by, maybe you're getting that little nudge deep inside of you that, okay, maybe this is the answer I've been looking for. This is something I should do. I don't understand it, but I'm feeling like very called to it. Get on the wait list and I will be sending more information throughout the week. So stay tuned. I'm going to give a ton of information on Thursday's episode, and I hope to see you in the program soon. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you back here on Thursday.